Titans issue 16, John Layman writing with Pete Woods on the art. So this is interesting because this is the start of a new run. Taylor wrapped up
Mm.
with issue 15, and this is the start of a new era. And they even actually started by addressing, hey, what is the Titans' place now that Justice League Unlimited is a thing? And you're technically all Justice League members, but you're a division inside the Justice League that are still the Titans. I was like, okay, this feels a little bit like housekeeping because they know fans are going to have like questions about that and like, you know, are the Titans still functioning and whatnot. And there is some changes to be made here. One is Wally leaves the team and says he's going to focus on being in the Justice League because Barry's got no powers right now, which, you know, fine. Like, I kind of get it.
He gets the call, you know, which is kind of, this is a very Titans thing.
Although,
right?
Are we keeping this outfit on Wally?
I hope not. It was bad.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I do not like it. I mean, I get it. They're trying to do the whole. They're trying to keep the look from Absolute Power, right? When he was riding that bike and whatnot. But the Flash's suits are meant to be sleek, and we don't need them over designed, right? This screams New 52.
Yeah.
Kinda. So
I'm ready for it to go back to the normal outfit as quickly as possible, please. So thank you and goodbye.
There's too much black, right? Like. Flash is red and gold.
It's more of a dark brown to me, looking at it.
Is it a dark brown?
Yeah.
I guess when you zoom in, so if you zoom in on the art, it's almost the same material that Adonis is made out of. It's almost like there's stars and stuff on it.
Yeah, but the highlights are like more of a brown color though. Like the highlights.
No, for sure.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like it's a really weird, over complex design. So there's a whole like comedy bit at the start where Guard like mimics an alien creature and it gets big and scary, and it's really just a bit of comedy, and that's it. It's all just there for Roy Harper to come in as Arsenal and, you know, de-escalate the situation, announce that he's coming back to the Titans, and it's like, okay. Also, probably one of the things that I liked the most about the issue actually was Montoya coming out and saying, "You idiot Titans, get off my station."
Her yelling at Beast Boy, I thought was a little harsh, but when you think about where she's coming from, right? It's her job to maintain order on the Watchtower. And this guy who's already caused problems on Earth, who knows how long Beast World was ago, by transforming into an alien.
Not long, I don't think.
Yeah. So she has to be the voice of reason, and that comes off her sounding like really extra mean. But no, Gar, what are you doing, bro? Last time you did all this, it creates chaos. You can't be doing that here.
Yeah. So then the other big change is that Dick kind of announces that he's stepping down as the leader and that Don is taking over. It doesn't sound like he's necessarily leaving the team, but just because he's got so much other things going on that he's not going to be leader, which is also fine. But I'm like, we swap Wally for Roy. I don't know. That feels like a bit of a trade to me.
Ginger for ginger.
Yeah. And then the actual plot of the issue, once it really gets going, when they go back to Titan's Tower, is that it starts with Donna and you think it's just her, but then by the time you get to the final pages, it's clearly everyone's having it. Which is that they're having these weird flashback moments where they're, you know, thinking they're in the past, and like, you know, so Donna sees them all being like the Silver Age version of the Titans, whereas like, you know, Roy sees himself being a junkie, Corey sees, you know, whatever happened in space with aliens.
Oh yeah, she was in you know, taken hostage.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I just can't remember the specific moment, but you get the gist of it. You know, Raven sees Trigon, which is funny actually, because for a second I'm like, okay, I know this is just a memory that's like haunting her, and that's fine. But I'm like, there's no way you're doing a Trigon story right after Taylor just wrapped up that story.
Yeah.
There's no way you can do that.
No.
But basically it makes Raven go supernova and it knocks everyone out. And then the reveal at the end is that the person that's causing these like flashback moments is Clock King, who claims he's the most powerful he's ever been. He kicks Roy in the face. And I did like the moment at the end where Donna's like, no, I'm not letting you do this. I'm the leader of the team now. I have to make these decisions and keep them safe. So, like, you're going to have to go through me. And that's kind of the final beat of the issue.
She's really going to clean his clock.
That was terrible, Matt. What are you doing?
Damn.
What are you doing to me?
Damn.
Yeah. How did you feel about this issue?
So, it's fine. It has the problem with Titans, is that when we're going to what's the word I'm looking for? When you knock him back down a level, we're just like, demote. There we go. You guys aren't the Justice League. Remember, you're a B-level team here. And it's just, it kind of feels like all that momentum that we had over the course, you know, it just kind of feels like, oh yeah, you guys are back to being the B Squad.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That
'Cause I think what I would want from it is like you know how like because there's not a lot of examples of this in history, but like I'm thinking like when Johns did JSA, and
mm-hmm.
JSA was never meant to be the main team in the DCU,
Yeah.
but the book was so strong that it felt important in its own right that
Mm-hmm.
it had its own character. I think that's what
Yeah.
you hope the Titans book's going to be,
Yep.
and instead I kind of agree it's just fine. Like I think the story's okay,
Mm-hmm.
um, the characters I don't think are amazingly written. Like I do think there's a couple of weird moments where,
There,
you know,
there's a fall off.
yeah, Corey sounds a bit young at a couple of
Mm-hmm.
moments. Um, like they reference that Raven and Beast Boy are in a relationship, and
Yep.
that's fine, but it doesn't really feel like the exact same characters as before, which is
Mm-hmm.
just maybe a transition thing. Um, Pete Woods on art, I think he's hit or miss. Like there's definitely
Yeah.
there you go.
In the group settings where you don't have to look at the faces too much, it looks fine. The faces I think are kind of a weak point. There's a lot of similar qualities in them. There's not a lot of differentiation. You know.
Yeah, I think
Um,
like I think when it's just more neutral faces, it's fine. But whenever they're doing
mhm.
something a bit more expressive, I think it really
Yeah.
kind of starts to stick out as like overly weird and cartoony.
Yeah.
The page, it's just before we see Trigon. The page before where Raven's clearly starting to see it in her own eyes.
Yeah.
Like her face, like as she's like got her mouth open and is like shocked.
Yeah.
It looks really unpleasant to me.
The face proportions are kind of off. The eyes are extra big. Um, because like down there's that page where Nightwing says that um he's going to step down as leader. His face looks kind of weird under there, with there. And then when you get to the bottom though, where we get all of them, and it's this real nice moment where Donna's kind of saying like how much they've been through and what kind of their trauma is as a team. I kind of like that roll call here. I think that's where his art kind of looks the best, but it's also where it's kind of small.
I don't know because I really don't like that Starfire panel because I think she looks like she's
Yeah,
12 in that panel.
yeah, I guess if you point that out. But I was gonna say that the rest of them, like the cyborg, even Raven, I think she looks, pretty decent. And Beast Boy is one of those,
Mm.
hairless cats. So I like all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, some of the upper close. The next page with Roy. Roy looks too much like just Nightwing with red hair,
Mm.
and you got to make him look like Roy. Um, so yeah, art's
Yeah,
a bit rough.
and I've seen Pete Woods before, and I think it's this. I guess not to my taste more than anything, but
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely like an angular kind of quality to sometimes where it feels like
Mm-hmm.
I especially notice in the hair where the hair has a very kind of like um how did I put this like it's a lot of sharp edges in the hair,
Mm-hmm.
right? It feels very
Yeah.
kind of almost the hair you get in an action figure because it has to just sort of be like a block of a
Yeah.
shape rather than actual hair. Even Donna's, which is long hair, shouldn't feel that way. But that last page, where she's getting ready to
Yeah.
punch Clock King, like I think her hair looks really weird and like it's
Looks like Lego hair.
yeah it's
They just
clinging
stick it on.
yeah it's clinging to her head in a weird way that feels unnatural to me. So I do think the art's kind of in the middling territory, and I think the story's fine, but I don't love it. So it's a shame. I was kind of worried that this was going to feel like a big downgrade going to this new
Yeah.
run. I didn't hate it. Like I'm not opposed to
No.
reading the next issue and seeing where it goes.
No, but on a busy week like this again, I'm not going to prioritize Titans,
That's
in
the
the way
thing.
that I used to.
It's kind of on the bubble because I suspect that
Yeah.
it'll always be out in a busy week now. I think I'm going
Hmm.
to commit to read at least the next one because I want to at least see
Yeah.
if it sort of now that it's got the setup out the way. What's an actual issue, a normal
Yeah.
issue of it like?
Because I don't hate Layman's writing and the characterizations on some of the stuff,
No.
and I'm curious to see what happens with Clock King and,
And I do like Donna getting the promotion.
Mhm.
I like Donna being given the chance to be
Yeah,
leader.
it gives her something to do that, because yeah, she shows up in Wonder Woman, she's great there, but I feel like we don't have much defining moments for Donna. So making her the leader of the team, I feel, that works. It gives her, a little bit more of an interest and rooting
Yeah.
interest here.
She gets to be the straight man leader of the team,
Yeah.
whereas like all the other characters are a bit more,
Hmm.
colorful and have more things going on. Raven's got all the backstory with her dad and all the
Hmm.
demonic stuff. Beast Boy's such a sort of like quirky
Hmm.
character. Cyborg's got his tragic backstory. Like they all have stuff, and I feel like Donna does play quite well as the straight man in the middle of it all. So there's potential there. I like, but it definitely feels like, oh no, we're in kind of maybe we're on the bubble with this now, I think, and we'll see maybe what the next issue is like before we make any kind of big decisions. But given how many books are looking worth reading in the next couple of months, it does feel like this might be like one that gets the chop just to make life a bit easier. So yeah, we'll see. All right, what you rating it?
I'm gonna give this a 6.5.
Yeah, 6 out of 10 is kind of what I was thinking. It's fine. It's okay. It's readable.